Hello, David Zaritsky for the Bond Experience. Welcome back. We're here today to talk about the Massimo Alba No Time to Die swoop suit. There it is. Swoop, there it is. Swoop, there it is. And that's, ladies and gentlemen, is how you lose about 100 subscribers. So, goodbye. No, but really, and kind of seriously, this was an amazing story. There's a few stories here. There's a little bit of a journey. Today, we're going to be talking about the fit and the feel. We're going to be talking about the suit itself, all the accoutrements that go with it. But in addition to that, we're going to be talking about kind of our journey with this. And there's a little bit of an add-on story. So here we go. First of all, let's harken back to where we first saw this suit. There was a lot of discussion. Some people thought when they saw the stunt person wearing this in Matera from those paparazzi photos, they thought, of course, that must be Blofeld. Bond probably wouldn't be wearing a corduroy suit. Bond certainly wouldn't have the top two buttons buttoned. There was a lot of speculation that went on for about a day and a half. And then sure enough, we started to see more paparazzi photos with the different crowds and even some video that Daniel Craig indeed was wearing this suit, the entire outfit, the tie, the shirt, etc. Well, then we have to fast forward amongst a lot of discussion of, was the suit for Bond? Was it for us? Is it something that we liked? And then we had that trailer and we had that opening moment where Bond and Madeline are arguing about something. And he says something to the tune of, everybody has their secrets. We just haven't gotten to yours yet. He looks pretty bedraggled and he looks a little torn up, but there's the suit. And he does a little bit of a swan dive, which just makes me go ouch with my shoulder, off of the bridge, swings down. There's tons of action. You see him on a motorcycle. You see him in a DB5. Discussion that this is probably the PTS outfit. And then suddenly, this outfit that goes from, I wonder if it's Blofeld, I wonder if it's for me, to holy cow, this is probably the PTS outfit that Bond wears. A lot of action and a lot of time. So of course, we had to talk about it. So here we are. Kind of a long way to get there, but first of all, a couple things I want to say off the bat. This suit is from Massimo Alba. We're going to talk a little bit about them. It is the correct screen accurate suit that you see in the film. No changes were made. This shirt is not the Brunello Cucinelli shirt that he wears in the film. It is a budget frugal Bond alternative from John Henrik. It's a Swedish company. It's a great shirt. It's got all the details. It doesn't have the blue buttons. It has white buttons, but it's got that denim look to it. It has the button down collar, and we got to stop right there for a moment. When I first saw this, I remember saying a few things. First of all, buttoning the top two buttons. Would never do that. I mean, it's a 3-button suit. You leave the top button and the bottom buttons open, nearly always, unless you're just trying to create a major statement. But the shirt itself was throwing people off. The button-down collar is not for everyone. Now, I'm sure I'm going to get comments of, David, I've been wearing button-down collars for years. Great on you. Not my cup of tea normally. I'm doing it for the video. Would I run out the door with a button-down collar? Not typically. But again, we're trying to get a really close approximation of the suit itself. All right, let's get in and talk about this jacket first. All right, so now we're a little bit up close and a little bit more personal. And what you can see if I bring this a little bit closer is the corduroy on here is very thin and very soft. We've got to talk about the hand. We always do. The hand is how something feels. This is incredibly soft. A lot of people have talked about the softness of the corduroy. This is really combed in a very fine way. It almost feels like a crushed velvet to me. That's how thin the wailing is on, or the width on this corduroy is. Very, very thin, but very soft and very combed. It cannot be described until you actually try it on and actually feel it for yourself. So trust me when I say this swoop suit, which is what it's called, in desert, so it's that kind of light beige hue, hope the light is picking that up correctly, is incredibly unstructured and very soft. So what do I mean by unstructured? It is unlined. Now you can see in here the inside, you've got the tag itself, but if we peel this off the form for a moment, we love to do this in real time. Hello. You can see the inside. It is unstructured, and that really gives it a very, I don't want to say slouchy, but an unstructured form that just is a very contemporary, very relaxed form. You can see in there in the sleeves. You do have a nice pocket, which I was very grateful about. Heck, you could even write your name in there. So, you know, Peter Brooker and Matt Spazer and people like that don't take it from you. You've got another pocket on this side. The jacket itself has 3 buttons, but the top third button is rolled, meaning it really shouldn't be buttoned. And I know that you've seen it buttoned, but really this should be the only button. It's got obviously the ticket pocket right here and the 2 pockets on the side. It has on the sleeve itself 4 buttons, and they are working buttons. Just to show you, I'll take out one. A lot of controversy, not so much controversy, but people who say, don't undo the one, that's pretentious. You don't need to see that it's working, it's already working. And then if we flip it to the back, you'll see that it is double vented. It's got that nice flap there, which is a very British English look, which looks actually fantastic. I think it flatters the back, and it really gives the person, even though this is a relaxed look, you can see right there, a very nice silhouette. The pants obviously feel just as good as the suit. You can see the silhouette. It is not a tight fit. It does have a little bit of give in here, but it really tapers down when it gets down to the ankle. So it looks great. By the way, I have not done tailoring besides hemming these. You could see that there are no cuffs. It breaks pretty loosely on the drakes below, which we're sporting the correct dark colored drakes. Got to complete the outfit. One of the things you're going to notice, I don't have the Albert Thurston braces on, and I don't have a belt on. What I would typically do, hold on one second. If I didn't wear the braces, which I probably wouldn't, I would get some sort of brown belt just to put this on to finish the look. So as we do this, you'll see the back of this right here has the buttoned pockets, pretty flattering. And again, it's not a skin tight fit. It's not supposed to be. When you look at Bond and he's got that kind of professorial look to him, that's the look that it's supposed to have. So you could argue, should I do something with these pants? Should I have them tailored beyond that? I'm not going to touch them. And by the way, Massimo Alba himself says the pants really shouldn't be ironed. I mean, they should have this kind of a slouched look to them. They should give a little bit. And by the way, just look at how much better the belt looks. To me, it just finishes it off. Again, didn't do the braces, so I need something just psychologically here to create that separation if I'm not going to have that. Fits really well here in the lower GI region, and of course, really comfortable pockets that hopefully I won't be putting my hands in too much, but there we are. We'll get in a little bit closer so you can see that amazing corded look. And we're off to the races. All right, so now that we've talked about the jacket and the pants, we've got to bring it all together. And part of bringing it all together is trying it on to talk about the fit. But before we get to that, let's talk about customer service. I've been dealing with a gentleman named Alessandro who has been so good as far as communications are concerned. He's been communicative, he's been descriptive, we've had some phone call chats. I guess what I'm saying is, you know that we measure not just the product that we get in, but the experience, the journey in getting there. And he's been incredibly embracing of the fans. The entire company has really been embracing of their James Bond connection. He spent an inordinate amount of time with people like myself to make sure that they got the right fit and the function. And we were going back and forth on sizing. Because here's a little tidbit. They don't size the jacket separately from the pants. In other words, you can't get a 50 jacket and a 48 pants. If you're going to get a 48 suit, it's going to come together as one. So you better get it right. And so he actually recommended that I get a 50. However, in hearing what people were ordering and receiving and getting, I realized that the 48 would probably be better for me because this is a very relaxed fit. All right. So this is a 48 jacket and 48 pants. You saw how the pants fit. Let's see how the jacket and everything fits on together. Okay, now we've got the jacket, the pants. I left the belt on just so you can kind of, again, see practically how I might wear this out. We'll get in a little bit closer. You can see that is striking. I mean, that we've all seen it. The blue against that desert, sand kind of light beige color looks great. This is the size 48 jacket. You see Bond have it unbuttoned in a lot of cases. We're going to show it to you from the side, unbuttoned first. We'll put the arms down. Don't slouch, David. We'll show it to you from the back, from the side, and the front again, and then of course buttoned. Now, you will see that this has not been altered in any way. Literally, it was pretty much right out of the box. I did put it, it comes on a hanger, so I did hang it up just to get some of the wrinkles out. Naturally, it got all the wrinkles out, which was fantastic. You can see it now from the side. This is how I would wear it out, and I would wear it out like this. I mean, I might not have the button-down collar. I'm doing that for kind of the movie look, but I would go out in this. I mean, this is especially for the Northeast here, it's a very contemporary look, very relaxed look. Corduroy, it's pretty subtle until you get close up to it. But watch what happens. Now we're going to do something that Bond did. When you button that third button, to me that just looks strange. Let's get up and close. No. So I'm not going to undo the button. I get it. I think they might have done that in a few scenes for harness work. I'm not too sure, but it's not something that I would do. And I get it. There's action. They've got to hide things. That's the other thing too. In this suit, you can really move. I mean, first of all, you're going to see the arm is not slouching at all. I mean, it's one of the better suits as far as fit is concerned. You can see my human form. We talk about these things. My apologies if you're first just joining us and you're like, why is this guy talking about the human form? Your clothing shouldn't mask who you are entirely. Yes, it's a garb, it's a veneer, but it should mask entirely. So if you've been doing the hashtag Bond25Fitness Challenge and you go, hey, this is me, you want it to look like you. But again, this to me is not pulling. I've got a decent amount of room, but it's also not shrink wrapped. Okay, I'm not saying that Tom Ford is shrink wrapped, but let's face it, folks, Tom Ford suits were built to be much tighter. But all this was done very purposely when choosing this outfit. All right, let's take it one step further to get even more closer. Even more closer? Is that even right grammatically? To the screen used one. Okay, so now you can see the entire suit. I'll just walk around a little bit. You can see obviously the drakes. You can see the fit of the pants. You can see the fit of the jacket as it comes up. A little bit of the shirt darting out. And you can see the way the jacket and the tie and the shirt all go together. I have to admit, when it all came together like this, I liked it better. I thought for sure I would really appreciate the whole look of the open shirt, but the way the tie kind of finishes everything off, I think I'm appreciating that even more. Wow, just like that. Okay, so let me just tell you what I just did. It's pretty simple. I put on the Alexander Olch tie. Let's get in close so we can see this. This is an amazing tie. I'll try to cover my mic up and you're all quite good. But this is a great tie. They made it wider. Alexander Olch made it wider because Greg's a big, burly guy. But it's great. It's a great tie. You could see the coloring. it really, I think, goes well with this color scheme. First of all, you've got, again, that light beige mixed with the blue, mixed with this dark tie to break it all up. You need kind of a dark element. And making sure that my Nortons are not all messed up. These are obviously the Norton, the Barton Pereira Norton glasses. One of my favorites, if not my favorite from the movie. There's a lot to choose from, but I really dig it. The only thing that I've got to do to make this outfit a little bit more screen accurate is, you know what, as much as it's killing me to not have this belt on, I got to get rid of the belt because Bond didn't have a belt, no belt, but he had braces, and I don't have the braces. That'll come in part 2, no doubt, when we have to complete the whole outfit. And I'm, of course, not wearing the correct watch. I'm wearing the Omega Spectra 300 just to kind of complete the look, but here we go. So we mentioned to you early on that this is a video about stories and journeys, and we've got to go back to Massimo Alba's journey, because Massimo Alba is an actual man. Yes, he is the designer, Massimo Alba, lest you think that it was some made-up name. No, it's a gentleman who was as really just shocked when he heard the news that he might have something associated with the new Bond movie. As a matter of fact, when he received an email last March from Jane Goodday, who's the film head's costume buyer at Pinewoods, he thought it was a joke. And it was interesting because they received the lookbooks from Alba's spring 2019 and fall 2019 collections, and the studio wound up ordering 30 suits, raincoats, and trousers from the spring styles, each in 3 European sizes, 50, 52, and 54. But the unlined sloop suit came in what Mr. Alba calls desert. It's kind of that sandy hue. The duster coat, which we're going to be talking about, and the pants, the gray ones, we're going to be talking about separately as well. Now you have to picture this. Massimo Alba as a company, as an individual, there is no multi-million-dollar marketing department. He does his own social media. So when you see posts, when you see pictures, when he responds to you on Instagram, that's him. Now, wonderfully, he has, like I told you, some really great colleagues in arms like Alessandro who connect with all of us. But I just think there's something very authentic and grassroots about the designer, and this humbleness of getting aligned to James Bond is just, I don't know, makes for a great story. And the discussion of how this all came about is an interesting one too, because Daniel Craig, and this is even from Jane Goodday had mentioned this, suggested Massimo Alba. He was the one that, number one, frequents them. He's bought some jeans, he bought a very well-known beige cardigan, and he himself wanted this designer, clearly liked them. So one of the things that what Massimo Alba has said is there's an informality, which is a key to the label. There's nothing pressed or rigid. There's watercolor hued garments hanging at all times around him. And that's really what he connects on, is this watercolor moments. In fact, in these pictures, you see these watercolors, which they developed after seeing the trailer and the scenes, as an homage of their connection to the film, but also their process around it. Now, one of the things that Mr. Alba said is that when he looks at Ford and Brioni and he looks at the evolution of Bond, you know, one of the things, and this is a quote, is Bond wore Ford and Brioni like a suit of armor. They were very rigid, but mine isn't linked to that James Bond legacy. It feels closer to this ideal of a man. He's more poetic and doesn't need to hide behind his suits. He has a newfound confidence. So there was a great quote in this article that we read that actually has our very own Suits of James Bond, Matt Spazer, who said, when a man wears a corduroy suit, it means he doesn't need to wear a suit. And Matt also mentioned that it's really Bond in kind of a relaxed form. I mean, this was a very conscious move by Siderat, the costume designer, to work with Jane Goodday on purchasing these suits, because they wanted to say Bond is not on duty. He's a little bit more relaxed, and therefore we can't have him, you know, looking like he does in a Tom Ford suit where he's off to battle. No, this is, I mean, maybe they've come out of an incredible pasta meal in Matera and they're just relaxing, and then suddenly, click, something goes horribly wrong, and that incredible action orientation ensues. So That's what I like about this. Number one, I think there's an incredible plot point around this. It shows Bond in his more relaxed lifestyle moment with, obviously, his femme fatale, but it becomes an action-oriented suit as well. And we like that. You know, when a watch is action-oriented, when a piece of a prop is action-oriented, it takes on a different feeling. It takes on a different emotional connection to the Bond moment. This does that. So, couple things real quick. Just overall, love the story and journey around this. Love the feel, love the fit. Even like this look, which I didn't think I would, but I'm won over. The button down, I don't know. I think I would rather have it without the buttons, just being totally frank here. But I will say that this suit, when I originally talked about it, it wasn't something that I thought would go up into my my wardrobe, nor even, you know, would I wear it out. I may be taking this to London because I think it's going to be a great weather-oriented suit. It's something that could definitely grow with me. It's super relaxed. I mean, I could just slouch down on that couch behind me, but I could also just walk down the street incredibly comfortably as well. So this suit has really, I don't know, it's become a part of, you know, a happy moment with this and also the connection to No Time to Die. So special thanks again to the folks over at Massimo Alba. Thanks to everybody involved. And thanks for a couple people out there pushing me to say, hey, David, you know, we want a review of that suit. Don't be, don't disconnect to it. Maybe it's something that you'll grow to like over time. And like most Bond things, here I am in my own house wearing it. So anyway, hope you enjoyed this review. This has been David Zaritsky for the Bond Experience, and we will see you very soon. Take care. Thanks for watching this episode. If you want to be up on the latest from the Bond Experience, just click on this subscribe and subscribe to our channel. You're going to get all the latest and greatest information, plus some exclusive content. And by the way, speaking of content, here's something especially for you, just because we know you. Talk to you soon.